Hi, I'm Ryan with Front End Audio, and this is the vintage series of microphones from JZ Microphones. We have the V11, V47, V67, and V12 ranging from darkest in character to brightest in character. You will notice that the 47, 67, and 12 all look the same. Couple reasons, it helps create the series, but more importantly, it helps keep manufacturing costs down. So using the same body, it's helps bring a great microphone series to the market at a more affordable price range. But again, aesthetically, it brings the whole series together. These are, of course, transformerless. So what that's going to do for you is it's going to give you a more open and detailed, accurate sound. Transformers are wonderful, but they do slow down the electricity, so it does impart a character, and that's where things kind of get a little bit tighter and it takes away some of that detail. Now with the 47, 67, and 12, these are inspired by vintage voicings, though it is JZ's own take. It is not a clone in any way, shape, or form. The 11 is slightly different in that this is, one, the circuitry is a little different. It's a little actually less circuitry in it, which is why they don't need the bigger body to it. That's part of the reason it's different looking. It's also their own vintage voicing, kind of what they feel is like, hey, this is what we want when we think vintage voiced microphone. So it's their kind of creation, as well as it came out on the 11th anniversary of JZ being JZ. So that's why aesthetically it's different, but it is part of this vintage series. Now, with these being transformerless, like I said, it is about getting open, clear, and very detailed, accurate sound. That doesn't just stop it being transformerless, it's also in the capsule design, which is a proprietary golden drop capsule design. What that does is the mylar diaphragm, they actually do gold sputter the entire diaphragm, but it's a very thin layer. And then what they do is the golden drop, wherein almost like a mandala kind of design from smaller drops to larger drops as it goes out to the edges of the diaphragm, there's little drops of gold. And that helps really lighten the weight, right? It creates a lighter weight diaphragm, so it can be more reactive. The lighter it is, the more responsive it can be. So you get more detail, you get more clarity and precision, and it helps reduce colorization, and it helps reduce distortion. So you have all of these combined. Also with the transformerless design, you have a very low self-noise, a very low noise floor of only 6 dB. So you have these pristine microphones that look cool, they sound great, and they all have their own kind of tone and applications. Now, you see them hard-mounted. They did team up with Rycote to come up with a proprietary shock mount that will work on any microphone from 33 millimeter up to 73 millimeters, but they are designed for the JZ microphones. As you can see, these microphones have a very unique shape to them, so any off-the-shelf shock mount's not going to work. JZ teamed up with Rycote to solve that. But you do have internally shock-mounted capsules in here. Okay, so overall, wonderful designs. These are all designed and hand-built and quality-controlled in Latvia. They all use high-end components, and they have these proprietary capsules, these cool aesthetics, and JZ's kind of own fine-tuning of vintage voicings to what they really thought of with a vintage voicing. With the V12 here, this is the brightest of the microphones. It's going to be very bright and airy, and this is going to be really great for darker vocalists, baritone and bass, as well as darker acoustic guitars that are going to be more woody and bodied and full sounding. My personal opinion, it's also going to be great on drum overheads, stringed acoustic instruments, as well as piano. Then you have the V67 here, and this is kind of your workhorse microphone. It's got a nice warm low mid body to it. You got nice silky upper mid-range, and then you have a nice airy top end to it. This is going to be great for any vocal application. It's also going to be great on acoustic guitars. It's going to be great on electric guitar cab as well. I actually like this mic on drum overheads as well. So, but this is going to be more of your middle of the road. It's got character, but it's not too much in one specific way. It's not too bright, it's not too dark. It's going to work on a lot of different sound sources, but vocals, acoustic guitars, and electric guitars is where JZ really likes this. Then you have the V47. This is going to be kind of your warm vintage tone. This is going to have a lot of weight in the low mids. It's going to have a little bit of a pullback in that mid range, so it's not going to be quite as nasally. You're going to have a little bit of a boost in that upper mid range for a little bit of clarity, and then it's going to have a nicely rolled off top end to it, and it's just going to be that real full mid focus kind of thing with a lot of body warmth and depth to it. This is also going to be wonderful for vocal applications outside of kick, acoustic guitar, as well as stringed instruments such as violin and brass instruments. Then we get to the V11. This is really like if a ribbon mic and a condenser mic had a kid. You have this very rich, dark, full, warm-bodied sound, but with this great dynamically open and detailed character to it. This is going to be for taming brighter and harsher vocals. It's going to be great on brighter acoustic guitars. It's going to be wonderful for drum room, possibly even drum overhead. I mean, a lot of people use ribbon microphones for drum overheads, and this being ribbon-esque could very well fit that application quite well. This is also, JZ says that this is wonderful on snare drum. And, well, you know, if you're getting a lot of your snap from your overheads and you want that close mic to be very bodied and very punchy, that's where this is going to come in handy. And again, ribbon mics are no stranger to snare drums. So that's where when you want something that's going to have the detail and dynamic openness of a condenser microphone, but you want more of that ribbon-esque tone, that's where the V11 comes in hand. And of course, you're going to want to hear how these microphones sound, and Wes took them for a spin in our in-office studio, so you're going to want to check out our demo videos, which will be linked in the description below as well as up in the corner of this video. And well, that is the vintage series of microphones from JZ. If you have any questions and for more information on the vintage series, all the great products brought to you by JZ Microphones, and for all your pro audio needs, please check us out on the web at frontendaudio.com. Thank you.